Hi, my name is Emil Deleon. This is my speech of introduction for Professor Jason Tucker's Public Speaking Class 115. I'm going to be talking about how a couple of snowballs eventually led to American independence. So I was born on March 5th, 2001, but I'm going to be taking us back to a moment in history that we now know as the Boston Massacre, which happened on March 5th, 1770. So, to understand the massacre, we first need to understand the events that led up to the animosity building between both parties involved. Both of which being the American colonists and the British soldiers. So, to give a quick synopsis, after the French versus Indian War, Great Britain was in debt. So what did they do to counteract this debt that they accrued? They added additional taxes onto the US colonies. This was obviously poorly received by the colonists, which coined the term, no taxation without representation. So now that we understand the events leading up to the massacre, we can go back to that night on March 5th in 1770. So what happened this night? A dispute between American colonists and British soldiers quickly erupted into a flash mob of 300 to 400 US colonists throwing snowballs and screaming at these British soldiers. What happened then on the side of the British soldiers was a confusion over whether or not their captain uttered the order, shoot or do not shoot. However, they shot into the crowd anyways, killing 5 American colonists, notably, who is depicted here as Crispus Attucks, who is now today considered to be the first American to die for independence. The aftermath of this event was depicted and used as propaganda against the British tyranny going on in the colonies throughout this time, with the likes of Samuel Adams claiming this event was a massacre. So, this massacre eventually led to further resistance, a revolution, and finally independence from Great Britain. And it's really fascinating for me to think that 255 years ago, a couple of snowballs helped form the country I know and live in today. Thank you.